Pigskin Pete down bad. Pete's down real bad in general. It's after 2 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning. Just got home. Just got home about 15 or 20 minutes ago, and the past 6 or 7 hours have been a complete and total disaster of epic proportions. Um, so look, we had a great time in Nashville. To make a long story short, we were supposed to come back Wednesday night around 6 p.m. Our flight was supposed to leave Nashville at 6 p.m. on Wednesday. Flight got canceled, hurricane. Now, nothing even really happened here, as far as I can tell. I don't even think it rained here, but the flight got canceled. Southwest Airlines offered us a free ticket change for any other time within the next 72 hours or whatever it was. And so we're like, hey, one more night in Nashville sounds good to me. I'm not complaining, but we had to get a new hotel or a new place to stay, period. The hotel that we originally stayed at would have costed about $400 or $500 a night. The Renaissance Hotel. Shout out to the Renaissance Hotel. They were awesome. It would have cost us about $400 or $500 for one night, one extra night there. So we went on Booking.com and we booked I guess it's like an Airbnb type deal, whatever it is. It was like an apartment building. It was a condo, but they were individually owned and individually rented out through Booking.com. So it's kind of like an Airbnb. It wasn't Airbnb the company, but it was similar to that. Anyway, it was an individual deal, but they did have like a front desk, but it wasn't a hotel front desk. It was just like a front desk to service anybody who was staying in that apartment complex. And the place is really nice too. They had tons of amenities. They had like a tennis court and all kinds of crap there. But we didn't need to spend any time there. We checked in. We checked out of the hotel that we were staying at. We took an Uber, which is like 3 or 4 miles away. Checked in to the condo deal, and then went out. We were out all day and all night. The only thing we did at that condo was sleep and shower. We went out, we checked in, went out, came back, slept, woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We got back around midnight because we're old. Got back around midnight, slept, woke up at 7 a.m., showered, and then went down to the lobby. And there's a front desk there, like I said. Even though it's not a hotel, there's still a front desk. I don't even know what they do there. But anyway, we went to the front desk and said, hey, our flight doesn't leave till tonight. Can we leave our bags here? Which is what normally happens at a hotel. She said, yeah, sure. Here's your bag tags, tag your bags, put your name on it, and give you the stubs and all that. And so we went out. We left our bags there, went out downtown Nashville, came back around 6 o'clock. Our flight didn't leave till like 9:30, Nashville time, Central time. Came back, went in there, said, hey, here's our bag tags. Where's our bags at? They bring our bags out. Missing my carry-on bag, which I strapped to my suitcase. And I had a tag for, by the way. I strapped it to my suitcase because it was the only small bag. So I wrapped it around and strapped it to my suitcase, made sure it was on there, put a tag on it and everything. Not there. They just like, oh yeah, you didn't give us that bag, which clearly I did. I know I did, because I even told the lady whenever I checked it in, I strapped it around and buckled it to my main suitcase. And I was like, yeah, just make sure that stays on there, you know. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Anyway, bag gone. I don't know what happened to it. I had I had well, it got stolen. That's what happened to it. I'm not lying. Uh, that's what happened to it. It got stolen. It didn't get lost or, you know, evaporate into the ether. It got stolen. I had my headphones. I had my studio headphones in there. I don't even care about the bag. The bag costs like $30. Um, I don't even care about the headphones, and those cost like $250. My studio headphones that I wear, like all my live shows, my Beats headphones. The key fob to our car, which is parked at the airport in Charleston, was in there. First of all, if y'all know anything about that, how much what it costs to get the key fob back, that's like $300 or $400 to replace one of those. It's the only one we got to our Jeep. That's what we drove up there. My car is still in the airport in Charleston right now. It's still there. Um, but yeah, so I had a bunch of stuff in there. I had chargers and the key, my headphones. That's basically pretty much what was in there, and a couple of other little things. But basically, what they told us was, you know, sorry about your luck. What are you gonna do about it? That's what they said, basically. So I was so mad about this. We went to the airport. We as soon as we walked in the airport, I said, I'm going back to that hotel. I'm gonna find that bag because I know it's in that room. Uh, Here's the other thing too. I dropped the bag off in the room myself. All the bags, my wife's bags, my bags, the carry-on bag, the whole thing. I had them all together, put them in that room, and they tried to tell me it wasn't there. So I said, we walked in the airport. I said, I our car key's in there. Like we can't even drive home once we land in Charleston. I can't even get home. I called an Uber, which was like $50 or $60 from the airport. Now, mind you, this is about 2 hours before our flight, and they say to give you about 2 hours to fly out. I'm gonna go back another 30 minutes back to the hotel, 30 minutes back, and hope I get my bag and hope I get on the plane. I leave my wife in the entrance to the airport. I take an Uber back to the hotel, beat on the door because at that point I had already checked out, and at this place you have to have a key fob to get in the place. I couldn't even get in the place. I take an Uber back to the place, beat on the door for 5 minutes. They finally let me in. I demand for them to let me back in the luggage room where they had our luggage, and scour that thing. I scoured every single square inch of that place. The guy was a complete jerk off too about it. I said, you lost my bag or stole my bag, one of the two, and I'm about to go back there and look for it. He finally let me in there. I went back in there, scoured every square inch of that room. It wasn't in there. Of course, he was still being a dick. Then I'm looking at my watch. I'm like, okay, my flight's about to leave in like an hour now, and I'm still 30 minutes away from the airport. So I get back in another cab and rush back to the airport without my carry-on bag, with my key to my car in it, and my headphones and whatever else was in there. So it's just a total complete disaster. Now, it does look like they're probably going to refund us because Mrs. Peete ain't, she's about that business, believe me. She's the last person you want to piss off. Believe me, I've been married to her for almost 20 years now, and you don't want to piss her off. You don't want to get her on a bad side. So before I even got back to the airport from my second trip back to the condo place, she had already basically been on the phone with booking.com and the place that we stayed at, and probably some of their brothers and sisters, and maybe even one of their mothers. I don't know. I guess they're going to give us a refund, but somebody stole the bag. Period. That's all there is to it. It wasn't a mistake by me. It wasn't lost. It was stolen. Either they stole it or they gave it to somebody else when they went to pick up their luggage that was in the back room. That's all there is to it. I mean, there's no in between. It wasn't in the room. Plus, like I said, I definitely I strapped it to my bag, and I even had a tag for it. They give you a little voucher tag for it. I had a tag for it, but they didn't care. They didn't care. I'm like, I got a tag for it. They're like, yeah, well, sorry, not here. Like, what? I'm like, well, I got to catch a flight in like an hour. And they're like, yeah, sorry, not here. Don't know what to tell you, buddy. Like that's pretty much what it was. So we took the flight, obviously, back here home. My car's still there. My car's still at the airport. I guess I got to call Jeep tomorrow and try to figure out how to get a new key for it. And then I'm gonna have to pay another $100 or $200 to get my fucking car out of the airport garage. The whole thing is just a complete disaster. The whole thing is a complete disaster. So anyway, that's it. That's my story. I'm supposed to be doing a show in about 10 hours. I might still do a show, but I also might not be, because I might be trying to get my car out of the airport. Probably will be trying to get my car out of the airport. So anyway, I'll keep you all updated.